5 reasons you will hate living in Malaysia. Even though some countries rank high in the standard of living and other indicators, they still have their downsides, which can make them look unappealing. Malaysia is no exception. Despite the fact that it is an affordable country to live in, some people hate living in Malaysia for various reasons. In this video, we will examine some of these reasons, and in the end, it is up to you to decide whether our pick is justified. Without wasting time, here are 5 reasons you will hate living in Malaysia. 5. Far away from home. Let's get the ball rolling with this. Being far away from home can intensify feelings of loneliness for some people living in Malaysia and may provide a valid reason for them to hate living in the country. This situation may be further complicated by challenges such as a pervasive sense of alienation, institutional racism, and governmental bias, among others. Sometimes feelings of alienation arise from personal experiences and perceptions rather than the actual conduct of the local populace. Additionally, such sentiments may develop from a lack of full integration into the local culture or community. The country's hot and humid climate, coupled with the high costs of certain commodities like wine and internet services, can lead to increased dissatisfaction, which can make some people long for home. Also, cultural differences or a perceived lack of hospitality from locals can trigger a feeling of marginalization among foreigners. Nevertheless, it is essential to recognize that Malaysia is widely regarded for its hospitable and friendly atmosphere. Many people have attested to this and have often recounted their experience of the warm welcome they received in Malaysia, emphasizing the country's friendly reception towards foreigners. Conversely, others did not experience that feeling of acceptance and felt alienated. Perspectives differ, but the bottom line is that being far away from home can trigger a plethora of feelings that can make people sensitive. To mitigate feelings of being an outsider and not feel alienated, it may be beneficial to engage more actively with the local community, participate in cultural events, and seek opportunities to forge connections with residents. As you consider this advice, let us examine another reason you will hate living in Malaysia. 4. Drinks are expensive. It is often said, drink because you are happy, but never because you are miserable. However, this saying may not apply in this Asian country because drinks are expensive, and when you cannot afford them, it will trigger multiple reasons for you to hate living in Malaysia. As a predominantly Muslim nation, most restaurants don't sell alcohol in Malaysia. However, beer is readily accessible in Chinese restaurants, while Western-style hotels, bars, and restaurants offer a wide selection of beer, wine, and other alcoholic beverages. The most popular beer brands include Anchor, Carlsberg, and Tiger. The cost of Tiger beer in Malaysia can cost between 5 ringgit and 10 ringgit, depending on the size and place of purchase. In Kuala Lumpur, a can of Tiger beer is usually priced between 7 ringgit and 9 ringgit. Larger bottles can cost between 15 ringgit and 20 ringgit and 30 cent. Those who are interested in wines, spirits, and whiskeys should be prepared to pay high prices because most of the wines are imported and tend to be quite expensive, primarily due to high taxes and import fees. The alcohol tax in Malaysia is set at 15%, ranking as the 3rd highest in the world. This is the main reason for the high costs of alcoholic drinks, making them more expensive than in neighboring countries. For example, a bottle of wine priced at 125,120 ringgit was sold in Kuala Lumpur, making it one of the most expensive bottles of wine both in Malaysia and in the world. Additionally, a 50-year-old Glenlivet whiskey was sold for 116,000 ringgit, making it the most expensive whiskey ever sold in the country. Nonetheless, there is good news for non-alcoholic drinks lovers because most of these drinks are affordable. For instance, the cost of local juices ranges between 2 Malaysian ringgit and 3.50 Malaysian ringgit, which is equivalent to approximately 0.50 to 0.80 United States dollars. These drinks are readily available at coffee shops, street food stalls, hawker stalls, and other locations throughout the country. 3. Limited job opportunities for foreigners. This prevailing issue counts among the 5 reasons you will hate living in Malaysia. Finding a job in Malaysia can be challenging for foreigners. Firstly, the Malaysian government imposes strict quotas and levies on the number of foreign workers a company can hire, requiring a company to prove there is no qualified Malaysian available to fill the position before they can employ a foreign national. This requirement makes it difficult for foreigners to secure employment, even for entry-level roles. Furthermore, the job market is highly competitive, with a large number of qualified Malaysians graduating each year. Though the services sector predominantly drives employment in Malaysia, alongside substantial opportunities in the oil, gas, and biotechnology industries, these sectors frequently favor local applicants over foreign ones. Additionally, the work permit application process in this country is characterized by a complicated bureaucratic system, requiring employers to sponsor visa applications for foreign employees. This complexity further adds to the difficulty of securing employment, especially for individuals lacking extensive experience or in-demand skills. Lastly, there exists a widespread perception that Malaysia is not a favorable labor market for foreigners, with some recruitment agencies stating that it is exceedingly challenging for non-nationals to find suitable jobs. This further complicates the job search faced by those seeking employment in Malaysia. 2. Corruption. The high rate of corruption is another reason you will hate living in Malaysia. The level of corruption in this country has continued to raise significant concerns. The 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index published by Transparency International indicates that Malaysia achieved a score of 50 out of 100, where 0 represents extreme corruption and 100 signifies a very clean environment. This score reflects a slight improvement from the previous year, likely attributed to high-profile corruption cases and ongoing investigations. Corruption in Malaysia frequently involves political connections that affect public procurement processes, raising concerns about the efficacy of governmental measures to address corruption. The nation grapples with issues related to political and campaign financing, particularly the absence of regulations governing donations and expenditures by political entities. The judiciary in Malaysia carries a medium risk for businesses, with sporadic reports of bribery and irregular payments influencing court decisions. Furthermore, the police force has faced long-standing allegations of corruption, which has strained the police-public relationship over the years. To combat corruption, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, has undertaken initiatives against various corrupt practices, including those within the immigration sector. Nonetheless, enforcement efforts can be thwarted by limitations in capacity and technical expertise. Despite these obstacles, Transparency International commended Malaysia's improved score within the context of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, in early 2024, emphasizing the integrity of recent elections and the MAC's achievements in high-profile corruption cases. As we sail toward the end of this video, let us examine one more reason you will hate living in Malaysia. 1. Air pollution. Malaysia is grappling with air pollution, which has raised concerns regarding the environment and public health. Since 1970, the air quality in Malaysia has declined, with an increase in pollutants such as nitrogen oxides, sulfur dioxide, hydrocarbons, particulate matter, and carbon monoxide. The primary sources of air pollution in Malaysia include emissions from power generation, industrial activities, vehicles, and open burning practices. The rapid pace of urbanization and industrial growth has exacerbated this problem, with land transportation being the foremost contributor to air pollution. Furthermore, the seasonal haze resulting from biomass burning and forest fires in Malaysia and its neighboring countries often leads to increased pollution from July to October. The health repercussions of air pollution in Malaysia are grave, with approximately 32,000 preventable deaths occurring each year due to poor air quality. These complications include respiratory illnesses, strokes, cardiovascular diseases, and various forms of cancer. The economic burden of air pollution is also substantial, estimated at 303 billion Malaysian ringgit, $73 billion, which accounts for 20% of the nation's GDP in 2019. In response to these challenges, the Malaysian government has implemented various guidelines and action plans, including the Malaysian Air Quality Guidelines and the Haze Action Plan, to enhance air quality. Additionally, organizations such as Greenpeace Malaysia are actively advocating for stronger air quality policies and raising public awareness about the issue. In essence, air pollution poses a serious challenge and ranks number 1 among 5 reasons you will hate living in Malaysia. As this video ends, we would like to hear from you in the comments section. Please join the conversation and keep it going. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.